Hello, guys. It's our TED Talk. Today we will speak about positive topic about the death and what's the name for this Grimmer? Gerard, what's the name for this person who go? I forgot this name, Grimmer or something. The some who embody death.
I don't know.
I know what you mean. Grim.
Grimmer, yeah.
Something.
Yeah, I time to write in our chat.
It's the final order.
What's that?
Yeah.
All of you.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah, this one. So it's Grimme or something, but I don't know exactly.
Why are you afraid?
Okay, so we have a TED talk, like a starter for some slits. What does it mean?
I think the weapon he uses, I don't know what the exact name, but slit is kind of a weapon.
But Gerard, do you remember? It's kind of skies or something, yeah? Skies. This thing that you use. Okay, okay. What we know? We know that this person is a Grim Reaper. Thank you, Jorgen. It's a Grim Reaper, and it uses a special weapon or not weapon or tool.
Size.
And it's size, yeah, size or something, yeah. So today we will speak about death, more exactly about life after death or moment of the death. So, what is NDE? Sergey, do you remember?
Near-death something.
Near-death. We are not prepared, I see. I can see. Okay, let me see now. Okay, we have a Padlet made by...
Appearance, maybe.
Appearance?
I don't know. NDA. Or...
Yeah, I forgot also what is this. But it's some moment between between life and death, and this TED talk is about this. Yes, about this moment. What should we expect from this moment? What should we be prepared of? So let's remember some lines from the TED talk or some summary or something. Vasant, would you like to start?
Yes, this speaker mostly talks about the near-death experience that people had, and he conducted some experiments with them because most of the people tried to express their near-death experience to the dearest one, but sometimes the story is kind of frightening, or sometimes the people who are supposed to listen say that you are mad or something, so they are not interested sometimes. So that's why they didn't share that stories to anybody. So he decided to listen to that stories. So he asked them to write a letter to him explaining all those experiences. So they wrote their experiences to him, and all of them are very different, but most of the people had same some similarities, just like a flashlight comes before the death. So it's the most common thing they witness when they think they are dying. And so many things, but this thing I remember.
Yeah. So this guy, he looks like a medic or doctor or something to me. Yeah, I think so, but I'm not sure. So, and he is trying to systematize and trying to make a system of this experience, of this like, I don't know what people share about this experience. And he started from the line that we're all afraid of death. Are we? Gerard, do you afraid of death? Are you scared?
I don't know if the word afraid is the right one, but I'm aware that I'm going to die, as everybody will. I think this guy tries to reassure us that the death is not as bad as it looks. Through this experience of these people, it looks like there is expectation of having a nice afterlife.
Yeah. So almost all religion teach us that there is a kind of life after life on the earth. I don't know, should we believe that or not? But he tried to make some, how to call it, some assumptions, yeah, based on these stories that it's not that bad. It's not that bad. I like it a few lines in this TED talk. First line is a line about how to teach our children, how to show them that we all going to die and all the things. So he told us about about these hamsters. It's a small pet that we have in our houses sometimes. Yes, and he said it's a good opportunity to talk about death with children. So I like this line kind of. And we have pets, and sometimes I think that yes, it's like a model of real life. These pets. Yeah, another line. What I really like, it's about this Apple guy. I forgot his name.
Steve Jobs.
Steve Jobs, yeah, Steve Jobs, and another one. Who was another one? So two guys. He shared their stories, and they both told
Thomas Edison.
Thomas Edison, thank you. Yeah. And they both told us, that they are seeing something beautiful, yeah, during the process of dying. So it's kind of interesting approach, I would say. So he trying to call some guys who has some authority for us or something to show that stars show us that there is something beautiful afterlife. So
I'm dying. I see nice flowers. I'm dying.
So Steve Jobs told us, wow, 3 times. Yeah, it was so beautiful outside.
Like a presentation of iPhone. Wow,
yeah,
wow.
Even better, probably. Probably. I don't know. Should we joke about this topic or not? But probably he saw, iPhone 8 or iPhone 9 during this process. Yeah. Something like this. Okay. Do you remember some other lines from this TED talk or something? Would you like to share something about this TED talk? Stories.
I remember one. I remember 2 points when he explained about expectation of the dates of the death when people lives and one time stays grimmer, and he turned out from the grimmer, but it's not it's not good way, because after that you will die in a flight crash maybe. He explained it, and we and if I understand him correctly, if you want to turn out from the grimmer, you have to be more happy, more joy, uh, not thinking about death, not thinking about bad way, not fair, maybe, I don't know. And the second point for me, and I agree with him, when you are very old person, you wait the die, because it's because you have a lot of points, pain, a lot of problem with with his health, and you understand, you got the problem for your relatives. You you lost your mind, and
Yeah, yeah.
and before the death, and I saw in my grandmother, before the days, he has a problem with the mind, and before the days he started to speak very clever and without problem, and he explained some things for me. After 1 month, 1 month, 1 month,
Man.
he was died. And
Mhm.
the third point, I'm sorry, I
Okay,
explain
okay. Okay.
the third point. The Peter looks like a very clever person. He
Yeah.
was very old. He has uh, he has very interesting hair, like you in your in 10 years, and he speak earnestly for me, and I believe him.
Okay.
Yes,
Okay.
it's my free point. Okay.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. So yes, as I mentioned, he looks like a very educated person, like a doctor or something. He speaks in a very educated way, slowly, making his point very clear. You tend to
Yeah.
believe. But I have a few, still I have a few moments that I cannot believe. But first, let's ask others. Vasants, please.
And he also shared an experience of a lady who was in her deathbed, and she was talking to some imaginary persons as they were real. Um, she was talking to both of them alternatively, and later she did, I think. Yeah,
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
this is another symptom.
Gerard?
I like the story of the guy that foresaw his death. He prepared
Yeah.
everything, the will, all the money problems. So his family didn't have to preoccupy for anything. Everything was solved. That would be nice, because when some relative of yours die, there are always problems, very difficult to solve.
Yeah. Yeah. But do you remember this line about negotiation with Reaper? Do you remember? He said, if Reaper came to you and like asked, "Let's go with me," please don't agree. Yeah? Negotiate. Say that you have some deals with your family or something.
You have children, Ivan. You have a family. You have an excuse.
So when Reaper will go for me, yes, I will say, sorry, I cannot now. My boy have exams on next week, and another boy, So please come later. I will call you. I will call you when I will have free time. Yeah. Yes, I like it this moment. And this exact moment is kind of ruining his reputation, I would say, about a serious person, because maybe it's only me, but I cannot believe in this negotiation with death. It's something strange to me. Jürgen, Jürgen, do you think it's possible to negotiate with your death?
Possible to?
To like ask him to come later or something, come later?
No, not.
It's it's my impression as well. If you see this Reaper, you probably should go.
Because you don't have the special courses of negotiations. I have the special courses, and I will try to negotiate with it.
Okay, it's your chance. So teach us how we should start this negotiation. From what point?
And the speaker of the courses of negotiations told me, you have to prepare for negotiation, and that's why I don't prepare. And maybe before the days, I will prepare more better than now.
Okay, Sergey, but don't postpone it for long. Better be ready.
Procrastinate.
Yeah, don't procrastinate.
Okay, it sounds not good for me.
Sounds dangerous. But it's not a menace. Жар is the word. Menace, when we make someone scared. Yeah, we don't want to menace you, but it's just a warning, you know. It's because you don't think only about you. You have to teach us before, you know, how to make this. Yeah, and we're not so young anymore, so probably it's come in handy. Do you know this expression? Come in handy. It means be useful at some moment. Yeah, so it can come in handy at some moment. Okay, but another point that I would totally agree with the speaker. It was a line about where exactly is the best place to die. Yeah, it's an hospital or your house. And I thought about this a bit, and I think yes, somehow, you know, your house is better place for this, yeah, than the hospital, because no one cares about you actually. They trying to save you, they trying to help you, but you are nobody for them. Yeah, actually, you just a patient number 117. Yeah, that's all. Yeah. And probably not even patient 100. No, you're just a problem maker for them. Yeah, so they just waiting when you go somewhere. Yes. So I like at this point actually. I think it's a good way, yeah, to think. And another good thing, I think that there are some countries, you know, that allow people to choose a moment of death. So the process called euthanasia, correct me.
Yes.
Yeah? So you can choose, you know, you can go to hospital and say, I decided, please do this injection for me today. Sometimes I think it's a good idea. Sometimes I think I would like to have it in Russia. What do you guys think? In your country, would you like to have this process or procedure?
Yes, I will. In Spain, there are groups of people who are pro euthanasia. They want a dignified death, because there are people who are almost dead. You know, a lot of tubes. They are not conscient. What's the point of that? I think it's they suffer and they make suffering for their family, and always expecting. But I think a person that doesn't have a brain that works normally is not worth to live like this.
Yeah,
and a lot of money wasted.
Yes, and we have an option as mercy killing. I think mercy killing. If a person is dying, he is fighting with the death, because and even if he survives, he wouldn't feel convenient or comfortable because of his body health. So in such conditions, we use mercy killings, which is either chosen by the same person or the guardian or parents.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yep, I understand. Jürgen, do you have this in Sweden?
No, but
would you like?
yeah, why not? It's up to, like Rar said, if the person is not conscious, have conscious, or it's no use.
Yeah.
Not much use to.
The problem is I can see a small problem. Sometimes, you know, person who is very old, he just cannot decide. Yeah, he lost his mind or her mind already, and it's a big problem because it's like a moral issue. Person cannot decide, and who could decide for who would decide for him or her? It's a strong moral question. And Sergey mentioned it, that he had this experience, and I had it as well. So we had a relative who, you know, kind of a bit out of mind because of age, and it's a very complicated story. Actually, you never know what to do. Yeah? We are speaking about euthanasia, Sergey. So you are pro euthanasia, pro-choice, or against?
I agree with euthanasia because it's a good way for for cancers people, for pain, for people with pain, permanently pain. With I think that each person have to choose his way
Yeah, I agree.
himself. It's a
Yeah.
it's a good way.
Yeah, but I think it's not about choosing the result. People do strange things. People jump from the bridges, right? They jump from the skyscraper. Some people attack policemen, for the same reason, to be shoot in America. I heard many times about this. Yeah, so people who decided to die, they just trying to attack policemen. I think it's strange idea. It's better to do in a better way. Yeah.
So it's easy to get, you want to suicide yourself, go to America, to the police, go take a gun, a toy gun, and point at them, and then...
Well, we know a lot of story about America. Sometimes you don't need toy gun. You have to be black.
Yeah, I saw the video, the poor guy black running, and the policeman shoot him 8 times. Incredible.
Okay, maybe we are not politically correct now, but we don't have Americans today, so it's okay, yeah, for us. Yeah, but if you decided to die and going to die, don't attack policemen in Russia. They never shoot, so it will be worthless.
Previous owner of my summer cottage killed himself from the gun.
Okay.
Have
you watched this? No?
Fortunately not.
Okay.
But now I have the summer cottage for good price. It's a good way for me.
Well, you are what's the word for this? Cynicism or something?
It's alive.
It's alive. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, I'm trying to copy questions from our Padlet. Thank you, Vasant, very much for these questions that you prepared. Oh, Vasant, I lost you T in the chat. Please go. Oh, okay.
No, I did it. Yeah.
Okay, thank you. Okay, so we have a few questions. And first one, what does your culture say about life after life? I think. Sergey, what your culture say about it?
Our culture, a lot of people told about life after about
Life after
life.
death.
That yes, life after that, and in real life, you have to live without pleasure, without happiness, with problem, and you have to work hardly for the community, for country. But in after that, you will have a lot of profits of that.
Okay.
It's strangely way for me.
Yeah, you are saying about Orthodox way, about religious way, yeah?
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. So Orthodox way is this, yeah. You should suffer in this life, and maybe if you are a good boy, you will get some pleasure.
Maybe it's maybe.
Yeah. Okay, Sergey, let's make some English, suggestions for this, because we have an English class. So work hardly and work hard. What is the difference? Jacques, can you teach us?
Hardly is an adverb.
Yeah.
I think I would say work hard.
Yeah, but work hardly, it has actually like opposite meaning. If you do something hardly, it means you barely do it. You do it not diligent. You're not trying. So
yes,
if you say
okay.
Yeah, so if you say work hardly, it means you are not really, tired.
Yeah.
But if you work hard or if you want hard, it means that wow, you really need it. You really do it. Yeah.
I think if you say hardly work, it means you doesn't work too much. Hardly work.
Yeah. It's what I'm trying to say. Yeah. It's that you are not tired, of this work. You're just doing something, but hardly. Okay, Jürgen. So yeah, Sergey is right. Sergey is totally right about Orthodox culture. So, but we don't have too much Orthodox culture in Russia, I would say. It's somehow, somewhere, but mostly we are atheists. We don't believe to gods, and mostly people believe in science. My impression. So they just think there is no life after life. That's all. So
Yes, I agree. I agree.
So you die. That's end of the game. So nothing anymore.
Maybe, maybe. If you have skills of negotiations.
Okay.
With a Reaper.
Yeah.
Okay, Jürgen, what does your culture say about life after death?
No one believes in that, I think.
Gerard, this is the same for you, or no?
Yes, okay. My culture, my religion, I'm Buddhist. So we Buddhists believe that there is a sort of reincarnation, depending of your actions. Only when you reach enlightenment, you go to a place that everything is beautiful. This place is called Nirvana, but that's very difficult to achieve. You reincarnate all the time.
But you reincarnate not only in humans, right? You can be a flower, a pig, something, right?
Yes.
There is a joke. Sorry, it's not a politically correct again, but a joke about Russia. Russian citizens who behave in a wrong way will be Russian citizens again after reincarnation.
Wow.
It's a joke, yeah. But Sergey, I think he understands me. Yeah?
But it's not that bad being a Russian.
Yeah, but we always complain, Gerard. You cannot imagine how much we complain. We don't have time because of complaining. We have to, all the time. We think it's the worst thing in the world, to be a Russian. Yeah. So.
Why? Why? Because it's a cold place.
It's a part of our culture. It's a part of our culture. You go, you meet your friend. You don't say hello, how are you? You say, what is the bloody Russia is going to, something like this. So we always complain. Yeah. So, Vasant, do you believe in reincarnation or life after death or something?
No, I personally don't believe those stories, but I wanted to share one of the beliefs we have in India. So it was a funny one. We were told like a fairy tale, whatever good deeds you do or whatever bad deeds you do, there is a person up there who's in charge of the celestial life, like both heaven and hell. So and he has a clerk, like an assistant. He notes down whatever good deeds you do, whatever bad deeds you do. So he keeps the record for each and every one. It's a huge book, like it's a magic book. So once you die, they will how to say that a probe or something. Yes, yeah. No, they will look after the records you have. So they will send you to the heaven or a hell according to the good deeds and bad deeds. It was an interesting story.
But it looks for me like usual Christian beliefs. Yeah. And you told me. Yeah, and you told me that your region or your village or I don't know what, it's kind of a Christian culture, right?
Yes, but I'm talking about the Hinduism, one of the Hinduist beliefs.
Okay.
And the only difference is the punishment they use. Like it's like a huge bowl with boiling oil, and you are a bad guy. You did bad deeds. The person in charge would dip you in the oil like that. There were a lot of weird punishments and in her. So that's what interests us.
Yeah, but I think we have the same in Orthodox religion. It's some kind of something fire, open or frying or something. Yes, he will fry you in the pan or something. I'm not sure, but kind of like this. Okay, now next question. Does your culture believe that someone would receive your soul in heaven? So it's, Vasant, please tell us more. It's about reincarnation or about something else?
No, when you go to the heaven, there's already people who are dead who receive you or something. But I don't believe that. But what I think is, if once the people die, the people you are obsessed with, so once they die, like a mom or dad, something dearest one to you, then you would, how to say that, you would feel for them and you would expect them to receive once you reach there. So I think this could be only happen when someone dearer to you die. Yeah.
Okay. Well, actually, I never heard about something like this. Cannot comment. I don't know. Guys, can you? Any answers? Okay, let's go to the next one. What does good death mean to you? Sergey, I'm not going to ask you because I know you are a Viking and you are going to die in a battle. Yeah. Do you know what is? Yeah. What is Valhalla? Do you know?
I don't know. Maybe for me, good death. It's good death in my maybe in summer cottage on in during the trip, during the fishing. Uh, it's fishing with my some relatives because if I will die alone, my body will have the problem with the wires. It's not good way. But I I don't know. Maybe they die during the sleep. It's a good way for me. In my mind, without Alzheimer pain, maybe.
But again, do you know what is Valhalla? Valhalla. I wrote
Well,
in the
I don't.
chat. Oh, it's
I
a
don't know.
it's a place. It's like a heaven. It's like a heaven, but for Vikings. You know, Norse Vikings. They go there only if they were killed in the battle. So for Vikings, for instance,
Yes, I understand.
yeah, for Vikings, the only good death is a death when you was killed when you were killed in the battle. You know, all the rest it's not worth it. You don't go to Valhalla.
I think it's not my way because because I'm not fighter, and I was as fighter, but fortunately for me, I stopped to make martial arts, and
Okay.
maybe I will not go to Valhalla.
Okay. So you changed your career from fighter to negotiator, yeah?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, but
If I
it's
if
probably
I
it's okay. Probably it's okay.
if
But
I will
you
have problem if I will have problem with negotiation, I will start fight maybe.
okay. Well, it's okay, but you lost some points in my eyes still, you know. Fighter looks better. So Vasant, what is good death? What is this?
If the death comes to you suddenly, like a cardiac arrest or something like that, that's a good death, I think, because we have seen a lot of bad deaths around the world, like accidents or
Yeah.
sometimes people don't know, they don't even know why they are going to die, because somebody kills them just because when they try to uh, grab the money from them. So very some silly reasons some people die. So if you are
Yeah.
surrounded with your family and children, that would be a very good death, I think.
Yeah, I understand your point. So yes, sudden, you something sudden when you're not prepared, you don't understand, don't like no one prepared for this. Yeah, yeah, and it makes me think about road traffic in Vietnam. In Vietnam, every hour. Think about it. Every hour, one or more person die on the road. every hour, and they do nothing with this traffic. And this traffic, it's kind of a house. Every time when I cross the road, I say, thank God. Thank God, I managed it. Yeah, it's every time, 5 times a day at least. Yeah, it's very strange. Yeah. So, what is good death? If I would answer this, actually, it's a kind of controversial question. Sometimes I think that good death, if you are with your family and you are like quiet, you are peaceful, you are in your mind, and Sergey mentioned, and it's good. But then I think that it will be, I hope, it will be a big like negative event for my family. So sometimes I think maybe another way is better. Maybe another way, when everyone is tired of you. This old guy lived so long, let him go. And this way my family not like hurt, not take any hurt, not damaged. So it's complicated question for me. Jacques, what do you think?
There are some Buddhist masters that do meditation and they die while are doing meditation. They keep their bodies like statues.
Yeah.
It's like they choose to die at this time, in this moment. I guess this is the best way for them to die.
So, do you think they choose this moment? Yeah.
Yes, I think so.
Well, interesting. Yeah. So, are you going to follow this way?
I don't know. But these are masters, so I am far from being a master of meditation and prepared to die.
Yeah, I understand.
Enlightened, not yet for me.
Yeah, but it's a good point. Yeah, it's a good point. It's a good point that if you can choose it, yeah, if you can choose a moment, if you can choose a circumstances, environment, and moment, it's something precious, I would say. Maybe it's the best thing in the whole life, in your life. I think so. Yeah. Vasant, please.
I want to talk about the thing he shared when people experience the death. They saw a flashlight or something. I think it's because of the light is connected to our birth because we were confined in a dark space, and once we are out, we realize that we came to the world, to a different world, and we are alive. Then first thing we saw is a light. That's when you open your eyes. So I think this might be connected to the this flashlight experience too. I'm not sure, but it's just an idea.
Yeah, I understand. Actually, it's a very interesting thing to think about. I always think, why all the story are the same way? Why always we have this corridor, always have lights? Why? So it looks like a real thing. If everyone who experiences this, and they all have the same like impression, the same imagery, so there must be something with this. Yeah, Sergey, please.
I think that it was stereotypes.
But this guy, the speaker, he said that he collected some statistics. Yeah, he asked guys who experienced that, and like hundreds of them told him the same, exactly picture.
Okay, every person during his life listen some stories about tunnel, about lights. It's a good stereotypes for your life. And you have problem, and you go inside the tunnel, but in the end you will see the fly. Maybe stereotype.
Yeah, I see your point. So you think that people just see it because they heard about this before. But it's hard to believe, yeah? Gerard?
I'm wondering why there are no negative experience, after that. Like people who is about to go to hell. Yeah. Always I don't know. It looks like all the people are good, They go always a place similar to heaven. I don't know. Or maybe people who goes to hell doesn't have the chance to come back. Don't have the chance to come back because they are bad. So go to hell.
Okay, yeah, please, Hassan.
Yeah, maybe they came to the real hell, to the earth back, I think.
To real hell. Okay. So the yours is a real hell. Okay. Okay, you know, there is some interesting thing. You know, the mistake of survivor. Sergey, you should know about it. So, a mistake of survivor. Okay, let me tell you the story. You know, it was a Second World War, and United Kingdom, England has a war in air with planes with Germany. Yeah, and they counted that too much planes were landed. You know, were shoot too much lands, and they started to count all these like holes from bullets, you know, in these planes to find weak places, you know, and they started to like make more defense for these places. But it was a wrong strategy because all planes who had a shoot in a weak place, they died, and all who returned that were shoot in a, you know, in a place that not significant. So it was a like cognitive trap, you know. So it's a, and now in the books we call it a mistake of survivor. Another example of this mistake, you know. Yeah, please.
Yes, I heard about it, and I remember some stories.
Yes,
But
there are a lot of stories. There are a lot of stories, you know. Some story about dolphins. You know, people think that dolphins are very smart, yeah, animals, and they always like accompany people to the beach when people got lost in the sea.
Yeah.
But it's not true. Dolphins don't care about, you know, about coastline. They just play with people. But those people who return, they say dolphins saved us. So that's why we think that they're so smart. So it's an interesting cognitive trap. You can read about it. So I think the same way about, you know, this white corridor. You know, people who saw hell, they never return it. Something. Okay. Okay, where is my boom boom boom? Okay, next question. Was you told about heaven and hell stories in your childhood? Yes, I was. I was a naughty boy, and I was told about hell. Yeah, where I go if I will torture animals or something. Jorgen, was you told about this?
Yeah, I've heard. If you're,
But we don't know about society in Sweden in general. Other society in Sweden like religious or not? So do you go to the church regularly?
No.
Do you read Bible or something?
No.
Do you use it like in education process?
No.
Okay. Well, we don't have teacher Lee today, but he will be proud of you.
But Jorgen could relate with Vikings experience because the Vikings are from Switzerland and Norway, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, Jorgen, I forgot to ask you. Did you know about Valhalla before?
I have heard about that. Yeah.
Okay.
in the school, yeah, but I couldn't remember exactly.
Okay, actually, I don't know why I know this, but I have a bar on my street. It's called Valhalla, and I just recalled the story because of this.
I thought, Ivan, you watched the TV series Vikings.
No.
Okay. I watched it. It was nice.
Okay. How would you cremate a dead person in your culture? What are the rituals you follow? Well, not a very bright question, I would say. But I'm not too much into rituals. I don't know. I think we have a special room for that. It's like a hall. All the relatives go there. We have a moment when we share something. We can say something about him or her, about the person. And there is a special host who in charge of this ceremony. And he manage, now you say this, and after all we just go out, so we don't see real cremation, never. I think it's happens somewhere backyard or something like this. Sergey, am I right?
Yes, I want to notice some point about Russian ritual in the death of the death. And my childhood, it's a very popular ritual. It's a making photo near the death body. I don't know why. It's a
Oh,
very
okay. Yeah.
it's a very strange ritual. And after cremation, now we went to the canteen for drinking a half of glass of vodka and for eating pierogi and something.
Yeah. Yes.
It's the true.
You're right. Sergey is right. There is a special ritual. We have a special food, like for case of when someone dies, we have like a special food. It's a small one, and we have to drink a bit. And we yes, there is some special ritual. I just don't follow it, so I forgot. Yeah, Gerard, please.
So I did that with my mother's body last year, and the funerary parlor, I don't know, the funeral parlor, you know, the company that does that, send the body to a place where they have a furnace, and they put a piece, identification piece inside, so you can know that the ashes are from the person, your beloved person, and then they put the ashes inside a urn, some sort of base, and you can keep it.
Yeah.
Some people throw the ashes to a nice place, or some people have them at home. Or
Yeah, and so actually we don't have this. Yeah, we don't have this. We always bury bodies or ashes or something. We always bury them, and we have like special graveyards. And those Russian graveyards are terrible. It's the worst like graveyards ever. Yeah.
Why?
Because the planning is absolute chaos, and there are a lot of fences. And you know, I shared picture one day in 7H, but I can share in my chat. It's Russian graveyard is the worst thing on the earth. You know, it's a hell actually.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah. It's an absolute stupidity, you know,
Yeah.
absolutely. Yeah. So it cannot. It's the bottom of stupidity. It cannot be, you know, you cannot do something worse.
Is it possible to cremate, incinerate someone in Russia?
Cremate? Sorry.
Cremate,
Yes.
incineration.
Yeah. But then we still bury this urn into graveyard. So it's the same. Yeah. I don't know, Sergey. Do you think we have a hope that at one day it will change this tradition? Do you have a hope that it will change this tradition of Russian graveyards?
Maybe because now I saw some grandier some grandier with the good planning because now the government start to regulate this process because the case of the body is very expensive now. And last weekend I saw the good way, the good places for bodies. Maybe in 100 year we will have the good places.
Too early. 200 years at least.
I hope 100.
For me, the best graveyard, or another word for this cemetery, you know, it's in America. They have like a with this signs. Wow, I want this for Russia. You know, I want.
I have some stories about the graveyard. In Russian tradition, we day of the death we went to the body. And we drinking vodka, and somebody makes the barbecue near the ground. Oh, this is strange.
I never heard about barbecue before. No, never heard.
I
about
saw.
Okay, but it's not our tradition. Don't say it for record. It's not our tradition.
We are alive, Sergey. Remember.
You always making myths, about security system, about KGB and all those things, and people do believe you.
I went from small village.
Sergey was in a very small, was raised in a very small village with a very special atmosphere, I would say. Okay, but Vasant, we know that cremation is a long tradition in India, right? So I saw some documentary about this bodies in river, Gang River or something. Yeah, can you share some stories about this?
Yeah, yes, it's not the majority of tradition, but it is an important one, which was followed by many people. Usually, when they carry the relatives' dead body to the Ganges banks, and then they cremate their bodies because they believe once they burn their body, it wouldn't reincarnate because they believe that human incarnation is the final one, so they do not want to be suffered again. So that is the last part. And once they did the cremation thing, they solute the ashes in the Ganges rivers. That means they would reach heaven. The soul would reach the heaven because the Ganges rivers is kind of a symbolic reference from the Lord Shiva. So yes.
Yeah, I understand. Okay, let's go over the last one, and it's almost time. So, do you want to see someone in the heaven or hell when you visit there? So, what is the person who you want to visit there? And let's forget about relatives. It's obvious that we want to see our relatives. So, someone else. Who? Stalin or Hitler or Roosevelt or Edison? Please. Mahatma Gandhi. Jesus, yeah. Jürgen, whom would you like to see in heaven? To have a conversation, to have some dinner.
Einstein.
Einstein. Okay. Good choice. Good choice. And you, Gerard, whom would you choose?
The Buddha, I think. The Buddha, Siddhartha Gautama.
Yeah. So the Buddha, he had like a
Original woman. He died 2,500 years ago.
Okay, but he had like a human incarnation, yeah?
Yeah.
Was a human?
Yeah. He was a god.
Okay. Vasant, what about you? Whom you want to visit?
I think when I was writing this question, I was thinking about my cat because he has gone missing for the past 1 month. So I miss him so much. He wouldn't survive without me because I'm the only person who knows about the flavors he likes: the chocolate, the snacks he eats, the milk. You know what? He doesn't drink the milk with room temperature. He needs as a particular warmer milk. So I miss him so much.
Well, good answer, yeah. So no one from the human is so. But speaker mentioned that in TED Talk. Do you remember about these pets? If you had like a good connection with your pet, you probably would see him. Yeah,
Will help you to go.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
I must run. Bye bye.
Yeah.
Bye.
Thank you guys for this class. Yeah, we are out of time. Bye bye, Gerard. Yeah. So yeah. Jürgen, please.
Yeah, I think the speaker was talking in a strange way. You agree? Yeah.
He was like slowly speaking.
Yeah, slow sometime and quick sometime and jumping. Or I don't know.
But I think it was deliberately. He was like an actor. He was like he was delivering his speech to make you believe. I would say, some. Do you know this word? Ramble rouser, something like this. So a guy who is wanting to convince you. Convince you in something, yes, some motivation. His speech was kind of motivation speech. Do you agree? So he had a point, and he tried to deliver this point. Yeah, he not just sharing the experiments. No, he had a like a goal. So.
Yeah, opinions. So good.
Yeah, he tried to convince you. He tried to convince us. Yeah, he tried to convince us of what? What do you think? What was the point? The main point, the moral.
To be prepared, because we all know that one day this will happen to us, but somehow we want to, we deliberately want to forget that fact. But he reminds us that, okay, remember that you will reach there somewhere. So yeah.
I think this one and another one that don't be afraid. Yeah, it will happen, but it's nothing bad. It's something like this. And have you noticed that he is a pretty old guy? So my impression was he's like talking for himself. It's my impression. So thank you guys. It was a nice talk. It was nice class. Thank you for coming, and see you next week.
Thank you. Yeah.
Bye.
Bye.